Hi BookTube. So I have been walking around my neighborhood looking at all of the little free libraries because I have been doing some unhauling of my books, and one of the ways I do that is to go to some of the little free libraries in the area, stocking them up with books. But inevitably I come home with some books, not as much as I give away. Like, that's the ratio I want to keep, so that way I'm slowly getting through the books I have on my shelves and to where they are mostly read instead of constantly having a huge amount of unread books. Quite a few of these are advanced readers copies. One of the little free libraries I went to, it was like completely stocked with the ARCs, the advanced reader copies for books that are coming out in the summer through the fall. So that was kind of fun. They must be some kind of book reviewer. And so I've never heard of any of these books, I don't think, but they looked interesting. So like, why not give them a go? So I'm like going to share them with you now. And yes, let me know if you've heard of these authors, because I've only heard of a couple of them, but many of them I know not a thing. So the first one was a cute sounding book. This is Cinnamon Crumb Baking Detective by Harry Woodgate, and it looks like a middle grade book from what I gather. It's an advanced reader's copy. It comes out in November of this year. And let's see. Burning cake, Cinnamon, oh, that's the name of the character. Cinnamon Crumb is better at burning cakes than baking them. Her family owns a bakery in Marzipan. Okay, and then now there's two pastry powerhouses. Okay, yes, it's like two contending families, so it's like, we will see. I didn't realize Cinnamon Crumb was the name of the character. Okay, we will see. This sounds, just from having a character named Cinnamon Crumb and all of that, it sounds a little bit too, what's the right word, childish? I don't know. So, because I know there's adult books where the characters have names like that. They're not my typical cup of tea, but with little free libraries, I'm more lenient with things like this because I didn't purchase them. So, like I always say, if I don't like it, I can immediately return it back. So yeah, this actually, as I'm flipping it through, has, even though it's an ARC, there's a ton of illustrations, because I was just looking at it and there's like colors. There's colored pages in here, so I was like, oh, what is this? And so yeah, it's cool that the ARC includes it. This okay, never mind, I changed my mind. This looks like a lot of fun. It's kind of like a mismatch of a graphic novel and a book. Oh, here's some information. Like, I'm not used to getting ARCs. Although I review books here on the channel every now and then, I don't request ARCs, and so I'm not used to how this is all formatted. So this actually tells me the sale date and the age range and the amount of pages and things like that. So this comes on sale November 3rd of this year. It's going to be $10, and it's from ages 8 through 12. And this is by Athenaeum Books for Young Readers is the imprint. Huh. I've never heard of that publisher before. It has an A on the logo. We will see. This next one, I've heard of the Alfred Hitchcock movies, like the old classic black and white movies. I didn't know he did a children's series. At least this looks like a children's series. It's a heart-stopping encounter with the living nightmare. The mystery of the sinister scarecrow. And this is the cover got me. Like, right now we're reading books for the summer, like halfway to Halloween, and so this would be fun to read, if not in the fall. But this is interesting. It says the author is M.V. Carey, but the characters were created by Robert Arthur. So I don't know if it's based on like some kind of screenplay, like from Alfred Hitchcock. I don't know what's going on there, but so it's from 1979. It says a ghostly scarecrow is terrorizing Letitia Radford, but no one on the secluded Radford estate will believe her. So the scarecrow is running amok on this property. For it being, it sounded like some kind of mansion. Like this picture doesn't feel like. So I'm like, because it mentions she's an heiress. So yeah, that doesn't exactly fit with it talking about being in a state. But it looks like it's in like Kansas or Iowa or something. Then we have Vanishing Beauties by Becca Fitzpatrick. This also is an ARC, comes out in December of this year, and it is by Simon and Schuster. And it says a teen beauty queen has vanished from the idyllic Tea Kettle Island. Another one is like silly kind of names, Tea Kettle Island. And all evidence points to her ex-boyfriend, Sasha Center. And there's a vigilante group posts a hefty award for Sasha's capture. 17-year-old Bunny, okay, that's the main character's name, decides to go after it and him, hoping the prize money will help her save her grandmother's failing farm. Okay, there's a lot going on here. So, a young teenage beauty queen has vanished from the island, and there's the ex-boyfriend that they think has done it. There's a vigilante group with an award, and then maybe there's another character named Bunny who's deciding to hunt down the beauty queen so that she can get money to save her family's failing farm. Okay, so let's see. This another one has an info sheet at the beginning. So this is for ages 12 and up. Yeah, I would assume something like 15 years old and up. It sounds like a YA kind of book. Okay, but 12 and up, from Simon and Schuster. Interesting. Yeah, another author. I don't know if this is the first book by this author. I don't know. Oh no, she's written many more books. Black Ice, Dangerous Love, Hush, a Hush series. She lives in Colorado and spends her free time on the tennis court. Okay. I like the interesting cover with a moody castle on it. Then we have another ARC. This is Vervain Hollow by Catronia Sylvie. I like the cover, but it's giving me a bit of like a scary doll that I'm not. Scary dolls, I don't know. When does this comes out? Okay, this came out last month in June. June 16th, it was on sale. And it's an international bestseller, a brilliant gothic thriller. Okay, with like influences of V.E. Schwab and Silvia Moreno Garcia. I've read one or two books from each of those authors, but I haven't read their full catalog by no means. And I've never heard of this author, Katrina. I don't know. I can't talk today. Catrina Sylvie. Is that how you pronounce that? But this says 2 years ago, Laura was in a cult, but when the sprawling house in the Hollow burned down with Vervin, their strikingly handsome and magnetic leader, trapped inside, Laura had nowhere to go but home. Broken hearted, she finds herself longing for their lost leader. Okay. And this says, oh, now I'm used to having some info sheet. And here it is, that doesn't have that. But yeah, it has it on the back. It comes out June 16th, and it doesn't say what the age range is for this. But this is by Union Square and Co. Yeah, all these publishers I've never heard of from all these ARCs. Union Square and Co. With Simon & Schuster, I've heard of that one. I would hope. And then we have the Athenaeum. Okay, anyway. Then going to something that's more familiar territory to me, a cozy mystery. This is Thread and Gone, a mainly needlepoint mystery by Leah Waite. Never heard of this author or this series, but I picked this up a week or two ago, and it was right after the 4th of July. And then I looked at this book, and this takes place on 4th of July. It says, when a priceless antique is stolen, murder unravels the peaceful seaside town of Haven Harbor, Maine. And it's over the July holiday. And so, yeah, I've always had a hankering. I've always wanted hankering. That sounds like I want to eat it. Some kind of food. I've always had a desire to go to Maine in the summer. So I can travel there, buy books. And there's a cat on the cover. So I'm all about it. Maine, cats, cozy mystery on a little seaside town. This is an author I've heard of before, The Hunting Party. And I feel like I might have borrowed this from the library, but I didn't get to it. I know this is a popular author, so again, let me know, is this a good place to start with this author? I feel like I might have read one other book, but I could be mixing them up with a completely different author, because some of them have like the similar font and cover. But this says, a New Year's reunion in the remote Scottish wilderness. There's the beautiful one, the golden couple, the volatile one, the new parents, the quiet one, the city boy, and The Outsider. One of these friends is a murderer, and one won't make it out alive. So it is reminding me of like, yeah, like you're trapped indoors. It's like kind of like the game Clue. Like you're trying to figure out who did it, and like it's someone within the house. The hunting party. Was it saying hunting in there? That's kind of creepy. Like they're just like hunting down these people with like an axe or a rifle or something. Yeah, it says everyone's invited and everyone's a suspect. I feel like I'm like last to the party. Yeah, that was intended. There's party here. And the last one of the party here to be reading these books. I feel like when did this come out? Does it say what year? Because I remember it making it, yeah, 2020. This was making its rounds on BookTube a while ago. Another ARC from last month in June, The League of Dangerous Young Ladies by J.A. Morgenstein. And this is kind of reminding me of like the steampunk, like that was a big thing over 10 years ago. I remember there's so many different steampunk books, but this is just, it was just giving it, giving that off. This is Enola Holmes meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer in this thrilling YA fantasy adventure. Okay, when I mentioned Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I was hooked, and with this cover, because I'm a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is in 1909. It's 1909, and Rose, daughter of Sherlock Holmes' famed rival, Moriarty, has made a name for herself fighting monsters and solving crimes. At least she did, before her beloved headmistress disappeared and her classmates scattered, and now one of her friends is reportedly dying on the other side of the globe. Okay, so there's some kind of adventure happening. Oh, and this, with it being pink and like the Victorian ladies on here, I would think it would be, yeah, the League of Young Ladies, I would figure it would be written by a woman, but it's not. It's written, J.A. Morgenstein is a man. He's a competitive ballroom dancer and a dance instructor for most of his adult life. But during lockdown, he found himself with the opportunity to focus his creative energy on his dream of becoming a writer. This started him down a winding road that culminated in this book, his debut novel. Okay, so it's a YA book for ages 12 and up. And it's going to be $20 in a hardcover. Okay. Okay, as I'm reading them, I should show you the picture of them. Okay, and this is an author I've heard of, Alice Hoffman. I've read a couple of her books. She's, I feel like, most known for Practical Magic. It says, only true friendship can break an ancient curse. And this seems to be some kind of like middle grade Alice Hoffman. It says, fairy tales are real in Berkshire County. Yeah, so like Massachusetts, with like the spooky like nighttime. This, I feel like it could be like, it feels like a full summer moon kind of thing. Is it something the time of when it's, yeah, it doesn't say. Like when it takes place. No. Okay, but yeah, I feel like you can read this in the summer or yeah, anytime. Summer or the fall. But it says, because of a family secret, 12-year-old Twig. What is up with these names? Twig? Okay. Twig keeps to herself, rarely venturing beyond her mother's apple orchard, except to deliver pies to the general store. But when a girl named Julia moves into the cottage next door, everything changes. Okay. Then we have another familiar author to me, Debbie Macomber. This is Under the Summer Sky. This is a bind up of a couple of her summer books, and she's always a delightful and perfect for like a summer read. There's several beach read authors that I like reading, and she is one of them, along with her Christmas books. I feel like she's getting Christmas and summer. Like a lot of like romance authors, I feel like do those two holidays really well. It says, love finds you when you least expect it. And then I have, I feel like I've heard about this on BookTube or I've seen this somewhere. Fetch, How a Bad Dog Brought Me Home by Nicole Georges. Graphic memoir. And it has like French flaps. It says, from an award-winning artist, a memoir of life with a difficult, beloved dog that will resonate with anybody who has ever had a less than perfectly behaved dog. Okay. Is there a picture of the author? Yeah. She's a professor, a writer, illustrator, and has been publishing her own zines and comics for 20 years. She's the author of Calling Dr. Laura and Invincible Summer. Oh, she lives in Portland and Los Angeles. I feel like I've read one of the books by her. Maybe maybe Calling Dr. Laura. She's now that I'm looking at it, she seems really familiar. And maybe that's why I'm familiar with this cover, because maybe when I was reading that other book, I was thinking of this one. I think Calling Dr. Laura maybe is the one. But it's all in like black and white illustrations, and there's tons and tons of artwork. And it's fun for like pet owners to read. And it has like the, what is it, the cone of shame, they're called. We'll see what the dog gets up to. And then I found a Ruth Rendell book, Judgment in Stone. I know she's really popular on BookTube as well, and I've read a couple of her books. But I'm not well versed in them, and this one doesn't sound familiar at all to me. If I remember right, isn't Ruth Rendell like known for her series? I'm not sure. But this says, what provoked a modern day St. Valentine's Day massacre? Okay, so this sounds like it could be, what are they called, like slashers, where it's like just a massacre, so it's like blood and gore and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different author instead of Ruth Rendell. Because I'm thinking of like one that writes like British, like UK murder mysteries, and there's always series. Is this the same author? Maybe it isn't. If it's talking about a massacre, I could be right or it could be wrong. I don't know, but we will see. And then the last couple of books I got were poetry volumes, and these were all poets that I have never heard of before, ever. Like, why not give them a go and just dip my toe in some random bits and bobs of poetry? And these are all short enough to breeze my way through. We Bed Down into Water by John Rybicki, with an interesting cover. And it says, these are the fruits of hard labor and love, a poet banging away until the beams are balanced, until life is balanced, for one day against all the confusion and swirling called a life. That's a long description. That just seems like a poem in and of itself. Yeah, it seems to be lots of like small poems here. Oh, and there's some that are like the prose that are longer. And then we have, this one's still wrapped in plastic, like no one ever read this. Quickly Changing River by Mina Alexander. And this is making me think of like this old like medieval like painting. It's making me think of like old-timey poems. But Mina Alexander is a distinguished professor of English at Hunter College and the Graduate Center for the City University of New York. She is author of several poetry books, and she won a PEN Open Book Award in 2002. Okay. So she won another award in 1993, so I don't know how old this is. I'll have to actually open up the plastic and see. But here's the author on the back there. And then the last one is Song Poems by Brigitte Pegan Kelly, and she won the 1994 Lamont Poetry Selection of the Academy of American Poets. Oh my goodness, these long titles and descriptions. There's nothing on the back, so I have no idea about anything. Never heard of her. Is there anything in here? Not that I can see, but there's song. So like chapter 1 is song, chapter 2 is field song. Okay, so what's the other thing? Oh, this is like very dense prose poetry, so this might take me a second to get my way through. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of these authors or heard of them, and give me some guidance on where I should start. But I thought it was interesting to browse the Little Free Library and just see what I could find. I did see, as per usual, lots of James Patterson and like police detective, lots of children's picture books and things like that. The children's picture books, I had fun with that when I was reading. It was a picture book reading event, I want to say back in April, and so I got all of my picture books from the Little Free Libraries, and that was interesting. But anyway, I will talk to you soon. Thanks, BookTube.